Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're actually going to go ahead and cover my top 10 spring of 2019 fragrances from the niche side of the list. Now, I've already done my designer list, so if that interests you, go ahead and check it out. This list will focus on my niche fragrances. Now, for spring, I'm specifically looking for fragrances that are, that alternate between the cold weather, the warm weather. I'm looking for fragrances that do do well in both scenarios. Now, personally, this particular list is not a list that I'm necessarily recommending that you go ahead and purchase. This is a list of fragrances that I will be wearing. I have been in the fragrance game for quite a long time, so a lot of these fragrances are more suited and are older, if you will. So if you're looking for a list specifically with like newer fragrances, definitely don't look in this direction because you're not going to find that here. There are some new fragrances, but for the most part, these fragrances most people have heard of. All right. So without any further ado, one more thing actually, you'll also find that this tends to be a lot of cleaner fragrances. I've noticed that in general with my fragrance wearing, as somebody had pointed out, I have a lot of cleaner wearing fragrances. That's because most of the time I'm spending a lot of my time at work specifically and in, I guess you could say, higher level meetings, if you will. So, I've been spending a considerable amount of time at work, and thus the fragrances that I'm choosing kind of reflect that. All right. So with that out of the way, let's just go ahead and get started. Now, fragrance number 10 on the list is from the house of Bond number 9. It is Brooklyn. Now, Brooklyn is an interesting fragrance to be on this list only because I could easily replace this with another fragrance that I think smells better, that is more suited for the occasion. But the reason why I like to wear this one is simply because of the name. This is where I live, Brooklyn, currently, and I kind of feel I have to pay homage, if you will, to the city. Now, it is still a pretty decent fragrance. I like to wear it when it's on the warmer side, but it does its job. I really just wear it when I can't really think of anything else to wear, and that's where I'll be putting this one on. It's kind of like my throwaway fragrance, if you will. I'm just gonna put something on for the heck of it. All right, Brooklyn from Bond number 9. Fragrance number 9 on the list is from the house of Byredo. It is Pulp. Pulp was a fragrance that I had heard of for quite a long time, specifically from another reviewer, Robes08, who had it in his list. And I had seen it, around, and I was like, whatever. But I finally got the chance to smell it in France when I was there and absolutely loved it. Harkened back to his review, and what he said was absolutely fantastic. This is a fragrance that kind of smells like fermented fruit to me, just all kind of jumbled in, which sounds really weird, but it really does work. I like to wear this one when it's a little bit on the colder side of spring. So, when temperature is still fluctuating, that's where I go ahead and put this one on. Pulp from Byredo. Fragrance number 8 is my higher class fragrance. This fragrance is Jubilation from the house of Amouage. Now, Jubilation is an upscale fragrance. It's upbeat, it is sophisticated at the same time, and it is mature. It is a great fragrance to really wear in most scenarios that I can think of, during the upper scale during the spring. Fantastic fragrance, Jubilation from the house of Amouage. Fragrance number 7 is the first of the fragrances that I like to wear to work. It is a heavy workhorse. It is Olmsted & Vox from the house of Fleur. This one, it's a clean vetiver-based fragrance. It is a great fragrance to wear every day as a workhorse fragrance. You're not going to go ahead choke people out. People are not going to find that you smell unpleasant. They're going to really like how you smell, but at the same time, it's going to kind of be in the back of their heads. It's really not going to jump out as a huge compliment getter, but that's kind of what I'm going for with a lot of my office scents. So Olmsted & Vox from the house of Fleur. Fragrance number 6 is from the house of Gallagher Fragrances. It is Amongst Waves. Amongst Waves is one that I like to wear when the weather gets warmer out again. So spring and summer is where you're going to see this fragrance. This time I'm going to go ahead and try and wear it primarily in the spring. And the reason being, I really do just love that melon sea salt mix in this fragrance. It's very unique and I really like it a lot. Now, I don't get a lot of compliments with this fragrance, and that's okay. I'm not really going for compliments, and I just really like how this smells on my skin. All right, Amongst Waves. Fragrance number 5 is from the house of Imaginary Authors. It is Sundrunk. Now, Sundrunk is a fragrance that has rhubarb, neroli. It's clean, yet at the same time, it's It's got a little bit of more zing and a little bit more oomph to it. This is another fragrance that I actually do like to wear to the office. While it's not as inoffensive as some of my other fragrances that I wear to the office, this is one where I like to kind of add a little kick to it, if you will. And it seems to do pretty well. It's really strange. It almost kind of reminds me of a fruit drink, if you will, which kind of sounds strange to be on your skin, but it is what it is. Sun drunk. Fragrance number 4 on the list is from the house of Thomas Crossbala. The fragrance is Crepuscule. Okay, I'm gonna pronounce this incorrectly. All right, it's Crepuscule Ardent is the pronunciation, I believe. Could be wrong on it. Anyways, this is a leather-based scent. You guys know that I love leather. It is a scent that I like to wear as well to some work events, specifically not at the office, but outside of the office. Like if I have to go home and go back to a work event, then that's where I'm putting this one on. It's got a leather, it's got a mature type of vibe to it. Get ready for a review for this one. It should be coming out very shortly that I'm gonna be releasing, and I'll go a little bit more into it, all right? Now, fragrance number 3 on the list is from the house of Mason Francis Kirkjohn, MFK, Cologne pour le Matin. This is a house I love for clean fragrances, and I've been meaning to get a lot more of these fragrances from that house. Now, Cologne pour le Matin, cologne for the morning, workhorse for work. Simply put, wear this one to work and, you know, keep it on most of the day. It is just such a perfect cologne for the morning, such a perfect work scent. Don't really have to say much about this. I've got reviews on it, etc. Cologne pour le Matin. Now, fragrance number 2 is from the house of Creed. It is Jardin Amalfi. This is so I've got a lot of this, obviously, as you can see. This is my casual spring scent personified. I like to wear this one most of all, you know, just going out and doing things casually and just wearing it around. This, I've got so much of it that I've just been wearing it. It's got, you know, this floral, this green type of a scent coming to it. It's got at the same time a clean, crisp kind of a feel to it. And it just really epitomizes spring off that. But there is another fragrance that I think epitomizes spring just a little bit more. And we get to our number 1 fragrance. It is no surprise. I guess a lot of you probably already know what it is. We're looking at Green Irish Tweed, the Creed in the black bottle. Oh man, Rolling Irish Hills. It really does, it kind of reminds me of Irish Spring. If you don't feel like paying for something as much of this, there are many clones out there. There is a really good clone from the House of Parfums Vintage. I think it's Emerald Isle from our Parfums Vintage. There's also Davidoff Cool Water. There are many scents. There's another one from Bond Number 9. Might be Riverside Drive. No, not Riverside Drive. I forgot which one is the clone from Bond Number 9, but there's also another one that smells like that. So definitely check it out. Fantastic fragrance. You can wear this in any scenario, and this is my kind of, I guess you could say my switch hitter, if you will. It's all over the place. I can wear it casually, I can wear it to work, I can wear it to the bar, you name it, I can wear this. I know I'll smell good. Now, you're probably not gonna get many compliments with this one because, again, it's been copied to death. There are many scents out there that smell like this one, but none is better than the original Green Irish Tweed. Guys, so that pretty much sums up my top 10 fragrances for the spring of 2019 niche list. Let me know what you guys are wearing for the spring of 2019 from the niche side specifically. I'm always curious, want to know. That's it. Thank you guys. Take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great day.